Drew, obviously the Bowling Green defense came out. Coach Franklin told us they'd be physical.
Yep.
What didn't you expect from them? What did you expect from them today?
I think we got everything that we expected. We knew coming in on both sides of the ball that Bowling Green's a really talented team. It doesn't matter what level they're put at in conference, but they're a really good team. They're really talented. They got a couple good DBs. I know number one, going into the game, I had a lot of respect for him. Just watching him throughout the week on film, and they had a good group of linebackers, and their D line was pretty good too. They did a lot of good things, a lot of different run twists up front to try to confuse our O line. I thought our O line did a good job of picking most of those up for the most part. But overall, I think it was what we expected. We knew they were going to come out and play hard, play physical, play fast, and we expected nothing less. But they're a really talented group.
When you're in a tight game like this, how valuable is it to have a guy like Tyler Warren over there? He's just so consistent in what he does.
Yeah, it's very valuable. Like you said, he's very consistent, probably one of the most consistent guys on our team on both sides of the ball. And obviously he's a really big target, so that's nice. And he just finds ways to get open. He's a really good job of feeling zone versus man and those sorts of things. And he's super crafty and savvy in that aspect of his game. And obviously he's a really good run blocker, so very complete tight end, and it's really nice to have that, as an option to throw to.
When he catches the ball in an open field, he doesn't run like a tight end. It doesn't seem like when you complete a pass to him and you see him kind of maneuvering in an open field. What's that like for you seeing him out there?
It's definitely we're gonna get a bigger game than I expected, because obviously most tight ends that's just not a part of their game. But I think we have a really talented tight end group, and Ty has that ability, but all of our tight ends have that ability. But it's cool for them to showcase that just for other teams that are upcoming on our schedule. So they're gonna have to respect them, not only as run blockers and pass catchers, but playmakers with the ball in their hand.
I know it's fresh, but how do you assess your play in a game like this?
I think overall I did a pretty good job. There's definitely going to be some things I want to have back. Obviously that interception, honestly it was a really good play by the DB. I thought it was going to be cover zero, looked at cover zero. I was like, all right, I'm going to give Trey a shot. And the corner that was to the field outside of Trey did a really good job of just reacting to the throw in the air. So obviously I would like to have that back and see that, recognize that quicker. There was a couple passes. The one to Julian, I missed him on a quick out. But I thought I played pretty clean overall. There's always going to be things to clean up, but I think as a quarterback room, we did a really good job of preparing for this week. And Bowling Green threw a lot of stuff at us, but I thought we were really well prepared, and we did a lot of good things throughout the game.
Drew, how would you describe the vibe in the locker room after a win like this, where you went 1-0, but it wasn't maybe as you felt against West Virginia was?
I think it's just a win at the end of the day. There's a lot of it's hard to win in college football, no matter who you're playing or who you're playing against, wherever you're playing. It's hard to win in college football. Obviously, we want to play cleaner on both sides of the ball. I know offensively there was a couple penalties. I felt offensively, I don't think we stopped ourselves many times. There was a lot of penalties where we put ourselves in hard situations and backed up situations that are hard to convert on, and Bowling Green did a good job of making those look tough on us. But I think at the end of the day, if we clean up the pre-snap penalties, we'll put and the penalties during the plays, we'll be in a lot better spot, and we'll be in a lot better positions to sustain drives more often, and make third downs a little bit more manageable for us.
You mentioned the penalties. That PI ball on Amari, what did you see?
Honestly, I didn't really see it because I was so far behind the play. I guess I'd have to look at it. I know, I don't know what happened, but I'm guessing Amari was just hand fighting at the end of the day, which he has to do. He can't just let DBs grab him and stuff like that. Where it's a part of his game where he's really grown and just being more physical in general. And honestly, obviously we don't want the PI to be called, but I think he did a really good job today of just making contested catches. Obviously a touchdown, beat his guy deep. That would have been another one, but we can only worry about what we can control. We can't really control what the refs call. So when that happens, we just have to flush it and move on to the next player, next series.
Can you take us through your rushing?
Going through a tough phase like this early in the season.
I mean, I think it's very valuable. I think in general, like we've had two very tough opponents to open up the year. It's just going to help us. Obviously, the schedule is going to get tougher every week. We're going to have to do a good job of just preparing every week. I think, no matter who we're playing, we have to worry about our process and how we prepare for games. None of that can change based on the opponent. I think we have to do a good job of just preparing like every game is, I guess, for a lack of a better term, the Super Bowl. Because we only get so many opportunities to go out there and actually play football. We have to, just make sure we're preparing like that's going to be our last game.
Can you take us through the rushing touchdown and what's it like to kind of dive into the end zone like that as a player?
Yeah, so it was something that Coach K emphasized all week. Like when we have open edge pressures open edge runs down in the red zone, like there's a possibility that they're going to crash, and I have to be able to control that guy. I saw that guy crash. We had Ty Warren on a little bit of a route, like just a flat route, and the guy stuck with him in man coverage. As soon as I saw that, I was just like, all right, I just got to get into the end zone at that point. But yeah, I think it was really good for our offense to come out and respond like that. Just going down early in the game, like I think we started fast like that. Obviously, we didn't start fast last week. We had the turnover on the first drive, but we did a good job of going down and scoring right away for us as an offense. So I was proud of that fact.
Drew, you look really confident this season. Is that something with Coach K? Is it with family? What has led you to be more confident this season?
I think it's a combination of things. I think Coach K is definitely a part of it, and Danny O'Brien and Coach Franklin are definitely a part of it. And I think just for me, I'm a lot more comfortable this year than I was last year, just with everything, what it's like to be the Penn State quarterback, everything that comes with that, the expectations and how to handle everything. So I think through experience, I'm just a lot more comfortable. But I think the biggest thing for me is I'm just, being myself, just playing out there with emotion and passion, which I have to do. I definitely have to check myself on sometimes. Like I have to pick my spots to be passionate and emotional. But I think just for me, I wanted to go out and play loose, free, and confident, and I'm striving to do that every day in practice. And I think the thing that's helping me is my preparation. Like these first two games, I've been super well prepared, and I think that's a credit to the offensive staff. Like super detailed game plan. Like I know what's going to be called and why it's going to be called, and then just me rehearsing it and preparation for those calls, just making everything as game-like as possible throughout the week.
Tyler could have left, gone on to the NFL. He chose to come back. He wanted to finish things here. How much of a luxury is it to have him on the field, and what has that been like through 2 games for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's super consistent. Obviously, I don't think he gets the recognition he deserves in terms of the run game, how much he's incorporated into our run games, and how much how big of a physical blocker and component of the run game he is. But obviously, he was able to showcase his pass catching skills today and his playmaking ability after he has the ball in his hands. I'm not sure how many yards he had today. It had to be over 100. It felt like in the game. 141.
It's a record.
For tight end.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of yards. So like he was in a groove today. Coach K was dialing it up, and he was open on him. So I just did my job, give him the ball, and let him do the rest.
And for you, that relationship, like how much confidence does that have when he's on the field? You get a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes back to really even my freshman